Let's very quickly take a look at how we can handle various events in the life cycle of an individual container within a pod. I'd again like to emphasize that this demo is about lifecycle events within a container and not lifecycle events relating to the pod as a whole. As always, let's start by looking at all of the pods in our cluster. We've deleted all of the individual pods, but we still have our initial deployment object still hanging about. Okay, let's open up a YAML file. This is called lifecycle.yaml. Within this, we are going to specify a pod definition. This pod definition, as always, has kind equal to pod, and the name of this pod is lifecycle demo. Where things get interesting is inside the lifecycle field within our container. This is an Nginx container as always. Down below is a post start event. This is where we specify a handler which will run right after our container has been started. And what is the code of that container? Well, there is an exec. This is a command which is going to echo to the screen hello from the pod start handler. Now obviously this echo to screen is not going to be all that helpful, and so in order to ensure that we can see that this echo has successfully been executed, we are going to direct the contents of that command into a file. That file is at the path /user/share/message. There is also a pre-stop handler. This is something which will run just before our container is killed. And here we are just going to exit the Nginx application. Let's save this YAML file and exit out of Nano, which is the word editor that we've been using for most of this course. Let's now go ahead and run this command using kubectl create -f. As always, this is somewhere between pure imperative and pure declarative. The pod called lifecycle demo has indeed been created, so all good. Let's go ahead and get pods. This ought to show that there is an additional pod called our lifecycle demo. The pod lifecycle demo is indeed running. It has been running for 13 seconds. Let's now establish a shell into our live container using kubectl exec -it. This is our familiar method. We get a bash shell. Notice that we are running as the root, so there's no reason for us to use sudo ahead of any commands which we run from here. In this instance though, we aren't going to install any software or do anything which requires us to be the super user. All that we are going to do is to cat the contents of the file user share message. And we display this to screen and we find that it does indeed have the message hello from the post start handler. This proves to us that our post start handler was indeed executed right after our container came into existence.